Hello, everybody, and welcome to Meet My Pets. This is a program we're going to be doing for the whole Summer Discovery program. So it'll be the 7 weeks of our Summer Discovery program. If you guys haven't signed up for the summer program yet, just check the cover photo up above this video and you can find the website where you can sign up for our program. So we're still doing a summer program so you can read and you can attend these programs to earn badges, which will get you tickets for prizes for the summer. So thank you so much for coming. Today we are joined by the Research on the Road team, and they're going to tell us a little bit about their pets. So let's get started.
But today I am showing a Hermann's tortoise. So her name is Guppy, and she is one of a few species of Mediterranean tortoises. They are typically fairly small. Hermann's tortoises only get to about maybe 6 to 8 inches on average. They can get up to maybe 11 inches in diameter, the shell diameter, but they're much smaller than tortoises that immediately come to mind when you think of them. And so she is of indeterminate age. She's full size, but I couldn't tell you how old she is. She could live anywhere up to 75 years is not outrageous. They've been, the record in captivity, I believe, is 111 years they've lived. So she regardless of her age as she is now, I'm certain she's got quite a life ahead of her. She is typically outdoors. She stays in my backyard and just kind of roams around as she pleases. Here in California, we have mild weather, so it never gets too cold for her to be outside, but if it does, she can come inside in the wintertime. They like to hibernate though, so it's hard to replicate hibernation state if you have them indoors. So it is recommended if you have tortoises to keep them outdoors, if at all possible, if you live in an area like this where you can do that. So I am going to bring her over here. I've got her in a little pen here, and she is munching on some lettuce. So I'm going to bring this down here. So I can bring her over. This is Guppy. So yeah, she's full size. And a Hermann's tortoise, so there's another species that lives in the Mediterranean called the Greek tortoise. And they're both fairly common along the southern European range along the Mediterranean. And she just went to the bathroom. And so the difference is that these are called spur-tailed tortoises. That's another common name for them. So if you look closely at her tail, you can see that there's a little tiny hook at the end of it. What she is missing is spurs on her thighs. So the Greek tortoise is also called the spur-thighed tortoise. So that's what differentiates her. Otherwise, they look really similar and they get to about the same size. And so she gets along pretty quickly. And Hermann tortoises are fairly common as pets. They're the kind of tortoise that you'll see in a pet store a lot of times. And it's good to know that they get to a reasonable size, because a lot of tortoises that you'll see in a pet store, sulcata or something, they will quickly outgrow anything that you can keep them in, and they'll quickly outgrow possibly even your backyard. They're quite a commitment. These guys, even though they live a long time, they're hardy, they're easy to take care of. They like grasslands and moderate temperatures, so keeping them in your backyard is pretty solid. They really aren't they really aren't picky either. So like if as far as supplementing their diet, produce, high fiber produce, so not necessarily like iceberg lettuces, but the leafy greens, collard greens, things like that, that are higher in fiber and higher in vitamins. So will the tortoise dig under a fence? Yes, absolutely. If she had the time allowed, if she had the time to do it, and she definitely has the means. She likes to dig. So in fact, this past winter, I got her in October. So fun story is that she was Daniel's pet, and he had her in the Earth and Biological Sciences greenhouse that we've had on campus at Loma Linda since the 60s. It's been there for a very long time. And so they abruptly decided to take the greenhouse down, and they'd been planning to for quite a long time, but it was short notice, and so somebody had to take Guppy, and I happen to have a backyard, so Guppy is now a member of my household. So but in October she disappeared, and I had no idea what to do. I scoured my backyard, I dug up the garden, I looked absolutely everywhere and just had no idea. And everyone I talked to said, don't worry, she's hibernating, don't worry about it. And I was stressed out for 5 months until March 5th, when she finally popped up out of my garden, which in a hole that I swear I had dug up, because I totally dug my garden out. And it was just deeper than I had dug, apparently. But she hibernated the winter away between the end of October and the beginning of March. So, yeah, thankfully we have the environmental conditions conducive to that in California. So she's perfectly fine, and she had a happy winter sleeping it away. And my mom's here wrangling her because she does move faster than you think she would. Apparently the maximum speed for Hermann's tortoise is about 5 miles per hour, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when she's in a little yard, you lose sight of her for a second, and she's not where you think she would be. So that's all I've got to say.
So where is she again at night?
So I have a little pen for her, an enclosure, and I try to put her in there at night. Otherwise, my backyard is very well enclosed, which is why when she disappeared, I had no idea where she could possibly have gone. So it's fenced in. It's a brick fence even. So she could potentially dig under it, but she would have a hard time doing it. So I keep an eye on her. I keep her out during the day. She enjoys the sunshine. She grazes along in the grass. And then at night, I try to put her back in her pen. The past couple nights, it's been really warm. She's been enjoying it. So she's been spending the night tucked into the agapanthus, the flowers. So, but other than that, she goes in at night.
Will she grow bigger?
Nope, she's full size. That's as big as I get. How
can you tell she's full size, like she won't grow anymore?
That's the maximum size for a Hermann's tortoise.
Oh, okay.
6 to 8 inch shell diameter. Guppy anything besides grass and lettuce. And so she grazes freely in the backyard. So she's got like dandelions and clovers and things like that she likes to pick at. Other than that, I give her whatever produce I've got. She likes cabbage quite a bit, especially purple cabbage. She just goes straight through that stuff. I've given her carrots, strawberries, apples, pretty much any kind of produce that I have on hand, I share some with her, and she'll take any of it. It's just that you have to be careful with the amount of sugar and low fiber fruits and vegetables that you offer. But as a treat, she'll pretty much take anything.
That's so neat.